Morning. So I'm here to talk about how we can take our citizen ID on the mobile phones. This is an interesting picture that I like to show. This is actually Navajo Bridge in Nevada, USA. It's giving two messages over here, talking about two-channel and security, bridging the gap between user convenience and security. We have a lot of day-to-day authentication tokens that we use.
The conferences are about to begin. Please make your way back to the conference room where the conference will commence now.
Yes, now please make your way over here as well. So we have a lot of solutions that look after SMS OTPs, different tokens that we use, that we are asked to use by some banks. So all of these solutions are good. We use them in our day-to-day life. I personally have an Excel sheet that I use to make a list of all the passwords I'm using, but our life is getting complicated. So what are we looking for? What is our end user looking for? We're looking for user convenience. That's most important. We don't want the hassle of how we want to log in or authenticate into our services. We're looking for interoperability. That is also important, that whoever is the service provider, the end user does not care. He does not want to know, but he wants to use the service. We're also looking for security, some military class security that we know our identity is safe. We're looking for legality, that what we are doing is legal, that we are liable for our actions. We, as end users, we're also looking for new services that build up on the authentication tools or mechanism that we're being provided. And last but not the least, we're looking for a solution that works on all handsets that we have out in the market. Not only smartphones, not only old handsets, but all handsets. So all in all, we have a simple, transparent, secure identification device. Naturally, it helps us to carry less other devices. What we're talking about is our own mobile phone, is a mobile phone that we use for our day-to-day purposes. Even for me, it's an alarm clock these days that I use it for. So having said that, we see that our day-to-day services that we currently use or have been using, be it credit cards, be it traveling documents, be it financial services, or even games, they're all converging on the mobile phones as we speak. We're all looking for strong authentication. We're all looking for digital signatures, and we would like to do it on our mobile phone. So, how do we do it, and how people are doing it? First of all, what is driving all this? Naturally, we're all looking for convenience. We're all looking for our busy life to have some sort of easiness in it. We want to handle that unplanned financial transfer. We want to access our e-services while we're on the move. Generation Y, which I call my own children. For example, one of my daughter was born when the iPad was released. One of my daughters was born when the iPhone was released. These are children that are growing up with these kind of devices. These are children that don't know any other handset other than the iPhone or the iPad. Imagine what they will come up when they grow up. What kind of services or what kind of solutions they would need when they grow up. So all in all, this generation Y that I'm talking about wants to do everything, even e-banking, e-government, on their mobile phones. One case I'd like to present is where I live at the moment, which is a beautiful country called Finland. It's up in the north near the Arctic Circle. So this is a picture of one of the lakes out of the 180,000 lakes in Finland. And the Finns are quite proud that they're a well-connected society. They're quite proud of their mobile phones. As you know, fine Nokia might be having a tough time, but I'm sure everyone does. As their CEO says that, you know, it's a burning platform, but for how long we'll have to see. So it's a population, a small country of 5.4 million people, but a lot of mobile subscribers. We don't have fixed lines over there, so most of it is all mobile based. And 40% of them are smartphones. They're still quite die-hard fans of Nokia devices, so they're still using them quite nicely over there. So Mobile ID was recently launched by the 3 operators in Finland, based on the 4,000 eID cards that were issued since 1999. The market launch was done in 2011, last year, and all e-government services are accepting mobile identity as a login authentication method. Recently, one of the biggest national bank called the OP, Pankki, joined the Mobile ID this year. And the biggest Scandinavian insurance company called If uses Mobile ID for renewing insurances, authenticating their users. And more than 200 online services at the moment accept Mobile ID. What is interesting is that all the operators took a strategic decision a couple of years back to deploy Pki Sim Cards in the mobile in the market itself. What it does, it enables the market to do digital signature or strong authentication. Now, if I'm a service provider and I'm, for example, a government authority or a mobile phone operator, and I want to sign up on a new service provider, I have a strong pitch. I say 3 million of my subscribers are ready to use your service for digital signature. 3 million of my subscribers are ready to authenticate strongly to your service. Naturally, as a service provider, that rings a bell. Naturally, you want to be part of that ecosystem. So this was a strategy taken on by the operators. They run this jointly. They also have digital signature roaming among themselves to help each one of them to leverage the other's subscriber. So if I'm a subscriber of X operator, I can leverage a service provided by Y operator. So there is no competition on subscriber, but more competition is based on who signs up the best service providers. The next case I would like to touch on is Mobile ID in Turkey. Turkey, as we know, has been using Mobile ID for some time. They launched it in 2007. They've done over 6 million transactions till last year. They have 100,000 subscribers in the first 15 months. And they have over 50 online applications supporting Mobile ID. The most popular being withdrawing cash from the ATM without a card, securing e-commerce related services, making a tax declaration, paying school fees for children, accessing patient records or medical records. So these are all services that are currently up and running in Turkey. I'd like to show a small video of how the Turkish operator is.
Bizim için belki de en önemli kavram. Mesela bugünlerde Serdar Bey'in bir imza atmak için bankaya ya da belediyeye uğrayacak 5 dakikası bile yok. Bu yüzden resmi bir belgeyi e-postayla mobil imzasını kullanarak gönderiyor. Serdar Bey'in öğle yemeği için yalnızca 1 saati var. O sırada cep telefonu çalıyor. Arayan Serdar Bey'in eşi. Minik kızlarının servis parasını ödeyip ödemediğini soruyor. Servis parasını yatırmadığını fark edince hemen cep telefonundan bankasına bağlanıyor. Mobil imzasını kullanarak havale işlemini gerçekleştiriyor. Öğleden sonra Serdar Bey'in çok önemli bir toplantısı var. Tam toplantıya girerken telefonunun alarmı çalmaya başlıyor. Hani geldi mi her şey üst üste gelir ya. Şimdi de Serdar Bey'in emlak vergisini yatırması gerekiyor. Serdar Bey toplantıya girmeden önce laptopundan internete giriyor, bankasına bağlanıyor, mobil imza şifresini kullanarak emlak vergisini ödüyor. Serdar Bey yoğun bir günün ardından evine varıyor. Tam taksiden inecekken cüzdanını ofiste unuttuğunu fark ediyor. Şoför arkadaştan 1 dakika istiyor ve evinin önündeki ATM'den kartsız işlem yapıyor. Cep telefonundan mobil imza şifresini kullanarak ATM'den parasını çekiyor. Taksi borcunu anında ödüyor. Turkcell mobil imzanız varsa cep telefonunuzdan elektronik imza atabilir, ıslak imza ya da şifre gerektiren tüm işlemleri tek bir şifreyle güvenle yapabilirsiniz. Abone olmak için adınızı soyadınızı yazın, 2929'a yollayın, hayata mobil imza ile bağlanmaya başlayın.
So you can call Mr. Sardar is not organized, or this is our day-to-day life, how we live as well as individuals. So this is how Mobile ID actually helps in day-to-day life of all of us. Moving on, when we talk about security, we're talking about, we know that these days we have a lot of identity thefts or phishing through the websites. Naturally, when we talk about mobile ID, we're talking about two-channel approach, two-factor approach. Naturally, we are logging in using our username and passwords on our banking website, but that is one channel. We're doing everything on the web browser. But when we talk about mobile ID, we have that second channel to authenticate ourselves. A hacker might be fooled we might be fooled to go on the wrong website, but we can't be fooled to enter our PIN when we know we are not on that website. So two-factor is very important these days. Moving forward, as I said, it does not compromise on user convenience. It is only entering a 4-digit PIN that the user creates himself. His keys are in the SIM card, which is a secure element, which does not leave the SIM card itself. We are talking about building on the Pki infrastructure in a particular country. A lot of government authorities or certificate issuing authorities have spent a lot of money in building the infrastructure. Even in UAE, we have IDA, who is promoting the UAE identity cards, who has spent a lot of money on building this ecosystem. And what we are providing is naturally a second channel, the mobile channel, for the user, for the end user who's looking for user convenience, who's looking for that mobility aspect. And most important of it, what the user is actually signing on the mobile phone is he's seeing what he's signing. So naturally, when you are accessing a service on the web browser, you get the same message on the handset, and you are actually seeing what you're signing over there when you enter your PIN. Two main cases that I chose for this for mobile ID is one is strong authentication, and the other one is digital signature. How a user can actually authenticate himself, be it an e-government service or a banking website, or also sign a transaction when he's doing that service. When we talk about authentication, we want to know how we can strongly authenticate a user without sacrificing the security, ensuring the military class security is there. So for that, we are using, as I said, the Pki infrastructure. We are using the two-factor, two-channel approach. And we are keeping that user convenience there. We are ensuring that the user is only entering a 4-digit PIN to confirm himself, to confirm his identity, and to use the service. This is the e-government portal of Finland. Now, if you see that if I, as a user, as a citizen of Finland, I can actually log in using different methods. I can log in using the mobile ID. I can log in using bank ID, OTPs. I can log in using my e-ID card, my citizen ID, to the government portal. And if I choose mobile certificate to log in, what happens is that I'm asked to enter my username or my mobile phone number, which every one of us remembers. And in that process, I'm also told that what will happen, I will receive a message on my handset, and I will be asked to enter the PIN. So I'm actually, the e-government portal is guiding the user on how to use the service. And I receive that authentication message, which is a simple message saying that my service provider or my e-government portal is asking me to log in. And I accept, and I enter my PIN, and this is what I see. I see my details, I see my personal identification number or my social security number once I log in. And this, at the end of the day, then lets me enter into the service. Now, moving on to the second use case, how can I enable all kinds of computers around the world to globally sign documents when I'm on the move? We are talking about push signing. When we talk about push signing, we're talking about it needs to work on all handsets that are available in the market. We don't want to target only smartphones. Yes, we know that smartphones are on the increase, but naturally we want to also have a solution that works for nearly 100% of the market. And we want it to be secure, so we are talking about Pki Sim Cards. We're talking about security in the SIM card, which is a secure element. So how do we do that? We do that by signing the hash of the document. We do that by when we're asking the user to sign in, we are showing the user a 16-digit hash that is shown on his mobile phone as well to ensure that it is the document that he wants to sign. So different use cases. It can be insurance renewals. It can be bank confirming bank transactions. It can be confirming other transactions that you might need to sign in the e-government services. All in all, with Mobile ID, we're talking about your imagination being the limit in terms of new services, in terms of new solutions for your end users. And more importantly, when you have eID cards, you would want to take it to the next level, which is called the mobile identity. So that's all from my side. I have some strong demos in our stall, booth 33A. So I would encourage you to come and visit and have a chat. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask now or later. Thank you very much.